Hey everybody, hope you guys are having a great day. So today's video is about everybody going broke. It's a weird situation going on, and I noticed that a lot of my inspections are getting canceled either because of financing, because of rates going up, or I'm talking to the potential buyers and they're just saying that they're panicking over the economy and everything is so expensive. So I dug into it a little bit and found some articles, and I want to go over the articles with you, what people are saying, financial advisors, what they're saying, economic people that, you know, that's all they do all day is talk about the economy and what's going on. So it's, you know, some of the stuff that I've read is kind of disheartening, but I'm starting to notice it, and I want to see what you guys think about it. So let's go over some of the things that were in this article. I'll post the original articles below so you guys can comment. But basically, what this article is about is people seem to be going broke. So that's what it's about. Hey, if you like this kind of content, do me a favor, consider subscribing and hit the bell notification so you're notified next time I upload. So let's get started with the first thing in the article. Actually, here's a good seat. Why don't we just have a seat and go over sitting down. It's hot. It's about 90 degrees. I'm in Chestnut Park in Pinellas County, right next to Tarpon Lake. All right, so I try not to make this channel a negative channel and just talk about negative things, but a lot of people want to buy homes and they're not sure what to do. And even me, I want to invest in some properties and I'm not sure 100% what to do with the economies too. So one of the big things that this article talks about is inflation. So inflation is not going away. Yeah, it's better, you know, than it was, but the price is still a lot higher than they were 2 years ago. So inflation is still high, especially if you're going to the supermarket or the gas station. You're definitely noticing the cost. Like, I went to the supermarket just to get a couple of bags of stuff. I thought it was gonna be like $40, $50, and it ended up being like $80, $85. It's crazy. So the number one thing is inflation. It's just getting out of hand. And keep in mind, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a realtor. Basically, I'm just somebody just like you guys. But, you know, I'll post original articles below and, you know, just check them out and stuff. So let's go on to the second one. I wrote down some notes. Credit card debt, as for the United States, for the people, surpassed $1 trillion. So it's crazy. They said it's 1.03 trillion now. So basically, a lot of people are living off their credit cards, and what they're doing is they're paying the minimum amounts according to this article, and it'll take them forever. And you're talking about, when you're talking about credit cards, you're talking about rates in the 20s, which is crazy. You know, so if you want to buy a house and you have a lot of credit card debt, you know, again, this is just my advice. My advice is, if you're looking for a house and you want to buy a house, you know, save some money and, you know, make sure you don't have credit card debt. Don't try to buy a house with a lot of credit card debt. It's going to affect you getting a mortgage anyways, because it's called a DTI, debt to income ratio. But you don't want that burden on you with credit cards and everything. All right, let's go on to the other thing they said. So basically, they say it again. The credit card rates are over 20%. So just what we just talked about. Just be careful with those credit cards. I know it's easy to just use plastic and, you know, and charge something and not think about it, but like there's a thing going on that I read someplace else saying that a lot of people, what they're trying to do is they put cash in their pockets. So now when they go buy something and they have to use the cash, they think about it a lot more than just whipping out a credit card. So maybe you guys should do that, you know, take some cash out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try that. I'm going to get some cash out, and next time I go out to dinner, instead of ordering whatever I want, I'm going to pay via cash. And maybe I'll be like, maybe I'm not going to buy those extra appetizers or those extra drinks. But think about it. Okay, the article continues, credit card delinquencies. Basically, it's saying that these levels of credit card delinquencies hasn't been seen in a long, long time. So that's like, you know, basically 30 days or more late has climbed 7.2% in the second quarter of this year. Think about it. People are falling behind on their credit cards. Like the worst thing you could do. Not only do you ruin your credit, but if you start stealing from Peter to pay Paul, so you say you take a cash advance on one credit card to pay another credit card, it'll never end well. So think about it. Really, really, you guys should think about before using those credit cards to purchase things. You know, put it this way, if you don't have the cash to buy it, maybe you shouldn't buy it. Again, that's just my personal opinion. Now, everybody, what they're doing is everybody's tapping into their 401ks. It's never been like this before. In the second quarter, it says 15,950 people made hardship withdrawals out of their 401ks. That's a 36% increase from 2022. That's crazy. That's people have 401ks for their retirement, not to live day to day, and now they're filing hardships just to get enough money just to survive, go to the supermarket, pay the electric. I know everything is super expensive, but come on, you know things aren't going well if you have to file a hardship to get money out of your 401k just to pay your day-to-day bills. Listen, owning a home, they're saying, is about 20% more expensive this year than it was last year. It's probably true. The typical mortgage right now, what they're saying is $2,605 a month, and that's in the week ending July 30th of this year. Think about it, $2,600 a month. That's a lot of cash just to, and then not on top of that, but you have, your insurance, if it's not included in your escrow, your taxes, if it's not included in your escrow, your water bill, your electric bill, maintenance cost. I could go on and on and on. So people don't have money for a $400 emergency. So I'm going to get to my point towards the end of this video. What my opinion is that everybody should do, but it's what I'm going to do, and it's my personal opinion, but wait till the end of the video to watch. The average rent has increased over 30% in the last 2 years. It's never been this high. So now people are getting it that they're like, hey, you know what? I can't afford a home, but I can't afford rent. So, a lot of people, what they're doing is they're moving in together to share the cost. So it used to be that, from these articles, it used to be that it would be cheaper to own than to rent. But that trend is changing because some rent prices are dropping. So a lot of people are saying, you know what? I'm going to hold off on buying a house, and I'm going to rent for a little while and save some money. Because it kind of makes sense, because if you have, say a $2,000 or $3,000 a month mortgage payment, the first few years, it's pretty much all interest. So if you could pay a rent cheaper than the interest payments that you make on those payments for 2 or 3 years, then it may pay to rent to see what happens. So talk to a financial advisor, talk to a mortgage person, and figure out the numbers. I used to be a mortgage broker. I used to be a mortgage broker in Maine, New Hampshire, New York, and Florida. So I know a little bit about it. I'm not a mortgage broker anymore, but, talk to them, and get the skinny on, what basically it's going to cost you every month. Do you know that 69%, according to these articles, 69% of the people in the United States are living paycheck to paycheck? That's crazy. So basically, if their car breaks down, or they have an emergency, a medical emergency, they don't have the money to basically fix something or go to the doctor. It's what's happening is crazy. And again, I'm not trying to be doom and gloom. I'm just trying to go over everything that's in these articles, and then I'll give you my opinion, what I think, is the best avenue, at least for me personally. Moodys downgraded the United States, it says basically Moodys downgraded ratings for 10 different U.S. banks, with more downgrades possible in the coming future. That doesn't seem like a good sign. So anyways, I'm not going to keep going down the list of everything that, you know, these articles said, but what my point basically is everybody, before you buy something, before you buy a car, because even if you buy a car, the maintenance on a car is so expensive than it used to be. Everything's expensive. So my point is, think about everything that you guys are buying. Just think about it before you buy it. Ask yourself, do you need it or don't you need it? Because in my personal opinion, I think cash is going to be king later on. If, you know, hopefully it doesn't lose too much value, but at the same time, I think this is a bad time to get into debt. And I know a lot of people are saying, hey, you know what, but I want to own a house. And I don't blame you. You should own a house. Maybe find a house, you know, that you could afford. Find for that right deal. Don't find a house that you'd be like, I think I could afford it. Don't do that. Find a house like a starter home or something. If you feel that you found a house that's not perfectly what you want, talk to your real estate professional and say, hey, you know what? Let me ask you, let's go check out this house. Look at things, you know? And just think about it. So you're saying, okay, I want to go into this house. I could definitely afford it because it's a lot less than I was budgeting. Maybe that's the way to go until you see what happens. Or maybe it's not time for you to buy. Maybe it's just time for you just to keep renting. Or, you know, move in with family, do something. But basically what I'm telling everybody is just to think about every purchase you make. You know, yes, I'm not saying don't go out and enjoy yourself. You know, life is short. Don't, you know, I'm not saying don't go out to dinner, don't go to theme parks, don't go to that. But I'm just saying, think about it. If you're buying something that's expensive, even something that's really not expensive, if you're saying to yourself, do I really need it? I really don't need it. It's more, I just want it. Okay, if you have the cash and you feel like you could afford to buy it, buy it. But if you have to put it on a credit card and then think later on, okay, how am I going to pay for it? That's the problem. I wouldn't buy it. Anyways, on this video, I feel like I ranted, you know, about everybody going broke because that's what it seems like to me, because I had so many cancellations on home inspections of people just backing out because they're panicking. It could be just a blip in the road, you know, and things would get really busy. The insurance part of it on the inspection side is extremely busy, so that's a good thing. You know, basically, we're doing a lot of insurance inspections, but, you know, the home thing, you know, people are panicking. Should I buy or should I not buy? Talk to your realtor, talk to your financial advisor, talk to your mortgage person. Talk, get a lot of questions answered. Then, don't make rush decisions. Think about it. You know, I did a couple of videos on if you should buy or if you shouldn't buy. You know, I'll post some of them below. But think about it, guys. Don't just go out and just blow money and saying, oh, what the hell, I'll figure it out later and how to pay. Because, you know, according to these articles and according to some economic people that, you know, talk about the economy and stuff, you know, they're saying batten down the hatches, because we might be in for a rough ride, you know? So that's today's video. Sorry about my rant, but many more videos to come, and I'll have some positive videos. Thank you and have a great day, and I will speak to you soon. Don't forget to subscribe. See you later. Bye.